Good morning. What's going on? Happy Fed Day. FOMC, your favorite dot plot. Powell speaking. Things that shouldn't matter so much that do matter. Let's jump into the usuals. Futures. What's going on in futures? Well, if you didn't know, everything on the future side is red besides the Dow, which for many of you is a good thing. Let me load it up over here. Let me put it on the casual market summary view. S&P futures down 30 basis points. NASDAQ futures down over 1%. Russell 2000 about 0.5%. Continuation from yesterday's number. And on the Dow, positive 13 basis points. Ooh, buddy. What's happening? Well, since it's Fed Day, FOMC, you've got yields rising right before, specifically long term. Yields rising before FOMC. Again, everyone looking to see for those dots on the plot whether or not there's some governors, maybe Fed presidents that are expecting to increase rates in the short term sooner. Before, we were basically saying a few years until the first rate hike. But now what's been happening? Well, inflation expectations have been going up. Break-even rates are going up. Yields are increasing, expecting sooner inflation, the reinflation trade, right? They do not react based on what the market does, right? Just because the market's betting on things, Fed, people part of the committee are not going to change what they're doing. So it's important to also remove sort of the differences between the market and then the actual Fed itself. They don't react based on politics. They just react based on the economics behind their mandate, and that's it, right? So it's very, again, there's 0% chance that they're going to change rates or change the buyback program they're doing right now, right? So that's completely off the cards. What the meeting is for is, again, for in the future and to talk about what's happening right now. Now, what's the most important part is that 2:30, the conference, right? Powell speaks, then we get the Q&A is the most important part. Again, we need to hear more. We just heard from him very recently. But we're going to hear, again, what do you think about the yields? What do you think about we're getting too hot? These things will be answered, right? And we'll keep hearing it again. And that's what matters, right? Is just to continue to progress and continue. And right now, you're seeing, again, yesterday was a pretty neutral day. We talked about it. Yesterday was basically neutral across the entire market. No demand. You could have slept in. You could have just hung out. Obviously, some things pulled back. That's your take profit day. Maybe today's your take profit day for some of you, depending on what you're doing. Today and yesterday were also buy opportunities to go further as there's sort of a removal of demand, a pullback. You can re-enter again. The value trade is still on. You're honestly getting all kinds of banks coming out saying they're still going to be doing the cyclical trade, right? Give me 1 sec. Goddamn police. Okay. So everyone's coming out and saying they're getting into the cyclical trade and they think there's more for value to keep running, right? And so when everyone is turning it into momentum, it's important to continue to push that trade and to make use of those pullbacks as they happen. And a lot of times they're really not even pullbacks, right? It's the only time that we've really seen a pullback that we could consider that is right now, right? And that's because of where price is. It always looks a little bit larger than it is within before. So, for instance, energy coming into here today, this is going to be, again, we're getting into the opportunity where you don't want to be buying on the way down, but you need to be trying to time that as close as possible to the way up on that sort of, that maybe the reshoot towards the upside. So really looking for that. Banks did that yesterday into today, right? Banks looking very good. So again, we're all value all the time. The Dow, this is the play. This is literally the play. There's like the whole city's outside my fucking apartment right now. I don't know what's going on in New York right now. There you go. All right. So specifically, energy, number one sector in the entire market this year so far, right? 22% on the year. Even with the pullback so far, 22% on the year so far, outperforming the entire market. Then comes banks, industrials, REITs, right? All of your favorite value picks leading the pack. Now it's easy to go, well, since tech's so far behind, shouldn't that be the place that we put funds, right? Shouldn't we take advantage of this move? If all of the equities are risk on, shouldn't we take advantage of the move from here? The answer is no, because again, I mean, if we were in a different world and value wasn't doing as well, then sure, you would take it from a sort of a lagging standpoint to catch up if value was for some reason not in a good spot. But right now, you want to be betting on the leader and continue to push those bets. So as you get out of positions, those are just the same tickers to get back in. That's a very hard lesson to learn, is to, when you take profit, the ability to get back into that position and to look for another entry and to then take advantage of the next move. That's the whole point of pinpointing bullish tickers. The whole point is to be able to take a ticker, understand that it's bullish based off of different reasons, right? Whatever your reasons are, but the ability to trade that in different ways so that you can take it in multiple steps, right? You're never going to just push one trade through. You try to, but based on different contracts that you're in and everything else, there's always a different way to trade it. And so when we talk about some of these moves, I'll just use banks or something, for instance. You're pushing this through, and as you get a pullback, you're taking profit and then re-entering the trade for a new trade. So maybe you had 3 or 4 trades in here. It's hard to push this one trade through because you want to be pushing that risk to the utmost, right? Pushing it right to the edge on your risk, get that highest return. That's been a lot of trading, things like X, right? Is a good example. I think industrials are going to do a little bit better to finish off this week comparatively. I think industrials, this side of things, is probably going to do the best. So, for instance, taking the X trade, right? It's understanding that this trade's bullish, so you can buy it on every pullback and every support buy, right? Every single time it was on support, buy it. Hits resistance, take profit. Buy it, buy it, buy it, push it, take profit, look for the re-entry, right? It's understanding that this is a bullish ticker, so you can do that. If this was a dog shit ticker, you would never do this. You would never keep looking for an entry. You would just ignore it, right? That's the difference between knowing whether it's a good trade or not. Yeah, price could be moving like this on some other chart, but we wouldn't be taking the trade because we don't look at the chart as bullish. And that's why we're able to continue to buy when there's a pullback, right? Every time there's a support, we're buying it. If it's something that's not as good, then we're not going to do that, right? And so, again, stay in our lane and to continue to make those trades. It's very important to understand when and where you can be doing that. And again, a lot of that just comes from understanding through how we look at the chart, whether it's bullish or not, whether or not people are going to come in and buy it, right? Things like GE here. To buy down here on this dip, it seems pretty ridiculous in most circumstances, right? I'm quite literally telling you guys to buy down here on this day, and I'm going, oh yeah, this is great. I'm buying it right here, and we're down like 15%. It even makes sense, right? It's being able to understand that this is a bullish chart. The sector is bullish. Aerospace and defense is bullish. And to go take this trade here and to make a pretty serious gain in a couple days, right? It's that speed that comes out of there. The biggest problem is that you got to know, you have to have some sort of inclination that this is a moment where you're going to be able to get points in such a rapid amount of time that it's worth it, right? It needs to be worth it. And I mean, going over a weekend makes it a little bit easier here. Because you're like, well, it's going to be a little bit of a chance here. You don't want to be leaving it to chance, but that little bit of risk is going to help with it, right? That you could have just got out of this by Monday, right? So, again, when we're looking at trades today, do not be afraid to get back. I know a lot of you probably took profit yesterday. do not be afraid to get back into those positions, right? Don't be afraid. There's going to be, again, a lot of neutrality today. It's important to realize that not every day is there a trade to be made, right? Sure, there's an opportunity every day, but you don't need to force something through every day. It's it's going to be neutral today until 2 o'clock again. And I mean, I kind of played a little bit of a game yesterday, but I mean, I wasn't here in the morning. Nothing happened in the market for the whole fucking day, and today is gonna be the same. Why? Because it's FOMC. It happens like this every single time we have FOMC. The same thing happens. Market basically does nothing, and when it does do something, that's usually gets pointed out. Be like, well, or all of a sudden now everyone's buying and everyone's selling. Whenever it is, it usually stands out because it doesn't really add into the overall picture of being neutral into Powell speaking, which is how the market usually wants to dictate pace. We're seeing it again today, and you're seeing it instead through the Nasdaq in the growth side pulling back, going back to what is the average right now and what the trend is, which is again just remove yourself from growth, go into value, bet on the reinflation. We're seeing that specifically in the bond market. So again, yields rise, and then what happens? Well, the growth just gets absolutely decimated, right? And it's hard for it to do anything. What happens with the dollar? Dollar keeps rising to the upside. Reinflation, right? Now, I talked about this a bit yesterday that, yes, when yields rise, the dollar's going to rise. Inflation rises, dollar's going to rise. The difference, the opposing force is that we continue to have more and more creation of money supply, right? The Fed keeps printing. This should make the dollar value go down. So there's sort of opposing forces here. It's very much like the spot VIX chart, where the spot VIX is all the way down here. Excuse me. Obviously getting a little bit of a jump today. Again, expecting volatility from FOMC. But where the spot VIX is way down here, right? We understand that the volatility is not technically down here. I mean, comparatively to where the market is in different points when you compare the market, the volatility is significantly higher than in any of these areas, right? That's just the reality. It's just not shown on this. It's on the IVs, right, in the options. Again, stock market's a derivative of the option market. Just the fucking reality, right? So, again, we'll be watching through. Nothing's going to happen really during the day, and it's really there after 2 o'clock that we're going to get some action. Again, do not be the thing that where you don't see, and I talked about this week being pretty. You're going to be seeing a lot of moves. You're not going to see it on the underlying, not just yet. It's in the option market that you're seeing again an explosion of calls being bought. You're seeing spreads widen as people are making bets, and everyone has a different understanding of what's happening, right? So it's important to understand that, okay, when you look at some of these charts, you're like, well, I mean, nothing's really going on. We don't have any movement being neutral for FOMC. What happened to the whole gamma squeeze thing? Well, we get squeezed out of our mind into this week, and now this week's here. What's happening? Well, all of a sudden, every single little bit of a price movement affects those options. So everything gets affected significantly more because there's the proximity to those options. So a lot of those prices, again, where the underlying matches to those strikes, whether that contract is going to have intrinsic value, whether it's going to be in the money and worth something, right? If it doesn't expire out of the money, then it's worth something. That is going to change up to the very last moment, right? And so market makers are going to be buying and selling on the underlying with increased pressure and increased sort of spreads because, again, it's going to be changing so rapidly. What happens as you get closer? Gamma is going to be increasing. That time value is going to be it does increase, and it gets exponential to the point where gamma and in that theta are tied very close to each other at a very high level. They both peak at the same time. And so there's going to be a big move coming both ways. And again, it's just sort of getting set up. Think about it right now. This tightening in neutrality is going to lead into movement because then all of a sudden we're going to get the Fed comes in, gives us the numbers that we've been waiting for. We're either going to confirm that the reinflation trade makes sense, or we're going to get the Fed that's going to come out and what? They're going to change. What are they going to change? where they think interest rates are going to change, like, and they think next year is going to, like, whether that's going to happen or not, that's very unlikely, but it's very likely that we confirm the idea of the economy opening back up sooner, right? These things are kind of common sense sort of things. It's just whether or not you can bet on it, and we decided to bet on it through all this, and maybe we of course need to factor in the fact that a lot of price is speculative, and you speculate into an event or into confirmation, and as soon as you get confirmation, you take profit on that, right? It's entirely possible as well, and I think some of the market might be taking that a little bit seriously into today, where you see possibly when you look at this move here, right? This is all betting on reinflation, the economy, right? The whole value side. And also, if you look at small caps since November, right? All of that coming into right now. Maybe we get confirmation of it today. Maybe the dot plot moves, and then everyone takes profit on it, right? It's entirely possible that you get some of the committee that says that we're going to change interest rates sooner, and that would actually cause people to take profit because they've been speculating on it for all this time, right? That's entirely possible, but we're not really at that moment, and we're really not in a position to do so because of just where we are in terms of the option market, and then in terms of, if you just think about like the time, it's just kind of a strange time to call it quits on the move when everything is just kind of getting going. It'd be different if, for instance, the value trade had already gotten momentum like a couple months ago or something, and we're then sort of tapering off, and maybe just within a trend, the momentum is kind of, it doesn't really fit, and so I'm not going to be like changing up the bias right now or something based on market movement, and we're definitely not going to base our decisions off of others. That there's a very good understanding right now in the market that there's overreactions that continue to happen, and it's just from not knowing, right? There's, how many times have we seen significant selling happen and then an instant rebound, and it's the same people that sold 100 points lower that are now buying 100 points higher, right? It's just sort of a ridiculous sort of price movement back and forth. I think travel was like the most recent example where you have this an insane amount of selling, just crazy selling, and then an instant rebound that gets priced to, it gets priced immediately, and it doesn't really this is way too much buying and this is way too much selling, right? How many times have I said this, that you get this sort of overreaction, instant violent moves both ways, right? And we keep getting it, and that's where you have to be sensitive. You need to be willing to get in and out of positions quicker. Stops are tighter. All of these things matter, right? They do matter, and so we'll see how that goes today, right? Let's talk about the Cosa Nostra account for a second. You guys are opening basically back on support here. You guys are down what? Few grand. Be interesting to see what happens over there. I think I'm going to need to take control of the wheel, since we sort of got back to what we got the week before with those IWM contracts. Those did come back, so I'm going to give you a chance. Because everyone changed their vote after, but everyone did vote no before. There was only like a few that said yes or stop. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take control of the account. See if I can. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe need to make some more trades and just keep it green for the time being. But we'll see. I think when you look at this trade here, it's entirely possible that you just fucking instantly put some price on. Again, it was the fact that it didn't hold the. If we look at pot stocks just in general, you're still above support. You're still above this here. It's very bullish still. It's very bullish. It's contract specific. Longer term contracts are still green right now. It's the short term fact that it didn't continue the trend, which again is it basically kills any momentum in that, and you're removing the acceleration that you needed to get to the next level. Everyone was expecting a move from between these levels, and if you don't do that, then what's the actual value in the options there, right? What's the point of the bet if you don't have the movement? It's important to see that on a lot of things. And again, if some of you are still trading like really short term stuff right now and in not respecting anything, you buy like Marches and Aprils, and then every time you get a red candle, you freak out, but you keep pushing your position. It's like you lose 50% of your option value, and then you're like, well, it's fucking fine because I'm pushing my winnings, so I'll be good. No, you're just pushing losses right now, right? It's important to remember the difference between winning and losing, which is usually making money and losing money. Some of you think that you need to lose money to make money. That's not how it fucking works, right? You don't lose money to make money. That's literally the opposite. You would be making money and continue making money. It's the spending money part, which I guess you could call losing money, but that's just paying for anything, right? You pay for fucking anything to get something out of it. You don't lose, right? So again, stops at your entry point, your break even. You gotta. It's really important to implement that this week, especially because again, you can see a lot of examples here where you get a pop and you get a lot of points for basically no underlying move, right? Almost no underlying move, and then any selling to the downside, if you're not significantly in the money, is going to affect you a lot, right? If you're deep in the money, it doesn't matter because you're just kind of your delta's so high that it's 1-to-1. But if you're still just kind of dicking around near that that 50 delta range and you're just sort of at the money, you're going to get affected by everything, and you gotta use the common sense. Again, it's better to take something home, right? So again, coming from Monday into yesterday, it was important to be taking some of those home, and I think some of you probably got a little beat up because you tried to push it a little bit further, and then again the fallacy I talk about a lot, which is you have a red day and you're like, okay, I'm gonna push it further than that because okay, I can. Price doesn't pull back, but then it sells even further the next day, and you don't realize where your point is until it happens. You're like, well, that's just too far. Now I need to get out at break even, right? It's understanding beforehand that okay, I'm not gonna be able to hold through this, so let me just take profit now. Realize it now, I'll get back in lower. That changes at every single moment. It depends. For all of us, it'll be different. So again, use that sparingly, right? Use that sparingly. There's a couple things like this WBA play that I have here, right? So I've been taking off contracts through yesterday and at the tail end of Monday. I talked about the selling that I did in there. These plays are just like they're not stopping. So like there's nothing that I'm doing that's affecting anything here or anything like that. So retail stores are looking very good. So again, that side of the value play looking very good still. And I know it's very difficult to look at this and then go, well, I can go get more here, right? You're on this move that just continues to rally to the upside, and now you got a stop day. It's really hard to go buy shit like this here, but I think for some of you, buying what's working and what's winning is going to be a better strategy than just trying to fucking make anything work. So again, I would be looking for some of these that when they offer the opportunity, whether it's intraday, whatever it is, take it. Just take it in that moment. I think there's a few examples that we've had of where you can do this. There's again, we're looking for this tightening on a trade like this, right? You have an uptrend into an inside bar here today, so it's going to be pulling back. I'd be looking to buy at the very utmost low here today, right? So we take profit. Again, you get this move. Makes a lot of sense where it is. Now we can buy this move here. It's even though this is up significant amount, again, just think about sort of the progression, the way things move. It's important to maybe just take a look at these kind of charts and to trade those over others and make other things work. Because again, what's been working usually continues to work in trend, right? So again, that's like the tech side of things. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be like, well, you just posted a Facebook chart and you've been shitting on Facebook for forever. Sure, but I'm not trying to make it work. I haven't even traded it, right? I haven't traded it. Where is it right now? It's opening 275.5. Yeah, that's not going to get touched probably this week at all. 275.5. Now, if price had opened a little bit higher up towards the supply, I would have taken the trade up here. You can see sort of what I'm looking at on this chart, which is up here is just open. It's open. You know what this looks like though? Is the Amazon chart I had from before where it did the same thing over here and then it just got beat to shit for the next few weeks, did nothing, right? So we're not going to make the trade work. If it starts to move, okay. Okay. I'll bite. I'll do something. I talked about it over here. I had the resistance level down here. I'm going to stick with these two levels in here. I said, you know what? It looks okay there, but again, there's not really where are you going? There is no sort of projection that you can do in terms of a target way over here, right? It's just sort of stuck in supply. So again, we need to be either buying it down here, trade it up to the level in a short-term sense and understanding that's it. That's all we're going to squeeze out of it. Or we break through some levels and then we can trade it through sort of an upside move where there's a lot of possibilities out there, right? We're not there. We're not there, right? We're still not making this trade, and I think some of you are still trying to make this trade. I think some of you traded Neo and shit like that. We're not going to go make this trade. We're not doing it still. So again, Tesla's down today. I mean, you're only hurting yourself if you keep trying to make these trades happen, right? You just can't make these trades happen right now. I tried over here. The difference trading it over here and here is very different. It's a whole fucking two weeks. 2 weeks of price action that now you're at the same spot, right? Tried to make it happen over here, looking for an inflow and try to get that sharp preemptive move for a sharp upside move. Never happened because everyone just fucking went into value, right? It's just too much money. It's just too much came over here. It's the exact opposite. And it's continuing right now. So again, it's continuing right now. Some of you that tried to get that move before and yesterday and the day before, again, same thing's happening right now. So again, Dow futures are up. Everything else is down. It's going to be a chill day besides some of the take profit from yesterday's growth moves. It'll be interesting to see if we get does any of this shit, like how much does banks go up at this open? Because if demand is going nowhere else and people just try to go momentum trade this stuff, it's going to be kind of interesting to see because it's supposed to be a neutral day going into the Fed, right? That it shouldn't be really doing much, but we've got a lot of different things. You guys got your stimulus checks. I don't know how quickly that means you get into your broker. We're looking retail, what retail does, 1/5 of the volume. At any moment, things could open up, and we want to take those opportunities, right? Exo says 5 days from today. Okay, so probably not this week. Probably not this week. Right. But still, they're going to be out there, right? But anyway, let's, again, it's going to be a little neutral again from yesterday, so we're not really taking much as like a accurate reading, right? To start the day, going into about 2 o'clock, right? Important to keep that mindset. Again, you pull back, you trade neutral, not much demand, because everyone wants to wait for FOMC, right? Which, again, you need to trade around, right? You need to trade around. You don't get to dictate your own fucking schedule and everything else and say, well, these are my positions and I'm just going to trade around my position. No. The market's trading around events, and yeah, we don't need to be fundamental, but these things still matter. So the macro things matter. That's for sure. That's for sure. Let's see. We're going to look for those individual. We track individual positions for a reason, right? I want to try to get some of those. Grab them. Grab while we can. Unum up over 1%. So again, banks looking very good. Good start from banks. Again, energy continuing down today. I mean, it does look a little different than banks, right? A little different than banks, but still looking for that trade. I took the bank trade yesterday. And again, sometimes you're going to buy on each one of these pullback days and you don't go up. You're down the next day. You get stopped out. It's going to happen. It will happen. Happen more times than not, that's for sure. GME's taking it, so it does look like somebody got their stimmy checks. Their Biden bucks. I'll probably dick around with that a little bit today. Don't be afraid to make the meme plays. And again, that's all gaming out of its mind. So that's just going to be moving back and forth. By the time you see the price on your options, they're going to change. So that's, again, you're literally just gambling, which is fun. Which is fun. Okay, basically no movement. Let me go over to the SPY. Let's just get an average over here. So SPY opening up. Again, everything opened up lower besides the Dow. Let's see how much movement we got. We have trend line. Let me show you on the daily. Get the trend line right here. So pull back into the trend line would probably be best. Probably be the best. See. Yep. About four people trading. It's literally just us. We should have took this open up too, huh? Can't buy. I'm not buying anything right here. Not enough liquidity. I'm not going to sell anything either. Did that yesterday. Seems like just about everybody is really... this makes me think that the people just have no fucking clue. No idea. Whether they should be in the value trade, the growth trade. We saw that with the 4% day, right? With the NASDAQ last week. I mean, that already was the sign. That was already the sign that had people had no fucking clue, right? No idea. No idea, right? So again, here's this. This is what I'm talking about, right? My play. Break even, little green. If we go over to banks, this is where the action is, right? Banks up 1%. Energy, this is cute over here, right? Some of you again are, I don't know. But Dawn, it was down 2-3% yesterday. Okay, you're right. You're not wrong. But BA was down 4%, Dawn. How could you buy that yesterday? 2 candles, baby. The 2 candle pullback is the classic, the El Clasico. You get a daily candle. The second daily candle starts to sell. You take profit on short terms, and then you re-enter. That's it. That's it. And then you go back. Aerospace and defense is starting off pretty well. Again, this is like the most classic move, which is again part of the rule. We use the 2 candles as a. You get 1 red candle, the sell day. This is not a good chart to look at, but you get the 1 sell day here. The second sell day comes in. Again, I'm talking about short terms, not long terms. Long terms, you just keep pushing. But let's say you get some short terms here. Second daily candle opens, starts to sell. You take profit. You look for an opportunity to reopen, to reopen the trade, enter again. If you're talking about a bullish trend, you re-enter the trade. That's it. That's it. Oh, sell, buy, go. What I don't know what that spread is. Again, Fed day. No one's buying anything, doing anything. Like a 2-cent spread over here. X. Holy moly. Who would have thought this one? I didn't even have to place this trade. Everyone, you guys should all just have this trade just automatically in your broker, and this shit just goes every single day. Right? Every day that it's a day to buy. Your trend line should have been set. You place the order like a week before. Oh man, I just sold that, Don. I just sold that one. What are you talking about? I don't even have time. I saw that it was opening lower, so I sold my contract. Sorry, buddy. Questions on travel today for sure, but that I don't think you're the only way you're gonna get any movement on there beforehand is from retail, probably. And then if someone else needs to lead it, everything should just be going according. So, uh, did you guys take profit on this move yesterday? Some of you probably got squeezed the fuck out of this position because God knows why. But um, it shouldn't see much movement here. It should just be hanging out until later. If travel starts to move today, then again, this is way more bullish than it was leading on. Right, this day over here. If this just goes through here before 2 o'clock, then uh, we're gonna get paid a lot more than we expected. Just like on this day over here, where everything just kind of launched, got paid a little bit more than expected, right? Again, entering over here is a big difference compared to entering over here. Why? Because this day yesterday could have either been uh, a good thing for you or a really bad thing because you just broke even, right? And today, in the rest of the week, will prove it, right? Again, being able to stay in a position or re-enter. It's going to be really important to learn from this week. Again, and to think about. It's really important just to think about the way that uh, today is affecting the overall market. Where yesterday you have a removal of demand and everyone's doing nothing, right? How that affects your play is really important. It's so important. All the supply and demand changed, right? Value, value, value. High coming into the trend line. Nasdaq going to zero. We'll see if it holds in here. Be interested to see if we get a new. I mean, this is the next level, 311.24 for sure. So, uh, we'll see if we get a new level. I would expect us to create a new level over here on the Nasdaq, since the trend line's no longer here. So, whether it's this obviously has created a bit of a trend line, which is terrible. So, somebody needs to, whether it's this in here, 315.80 something, but Nasdaq needs some help over there still. Again, you gotta remember who's trading this stuff. It's not no institutions doing this shit right now. It's honestly just retail, right? No institutions over here buying Apple over here, right? Yeah, I know some of them are, but it's not through the usual sort of method. It's for liquidity reason. That's it. Funny interaction there on the trend line. Might be correct there. Small caps, looking for these to come here. This is going to be a buy day for me on a lot of small caps. Again, that's like through energy and in banks, right? Most of the most 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 of the Russell 2000 is just regional banks, right? So those are, I already said the exception to me not buying is that I'm buying banks, right? So those of you that are like, oh, so you're not doing literally anything today? You're not going to trade anything today? That's what you're saying? Obviously, that's not what I fucking mean. So that would be ridiculous. So we're buying banks, we're buying value, trading those. Wiz says, so Don, you called out Rad 6 days ago, and now it seems to be slowing down. Should I sell it all or Hodor? Wiz is really enjoying his Hodor meme. I don't know, buddy. I mean, it's a little scary over there, right? It's only up 50% or something, right? It's on the trend line. Yeah, it looks like this is probably the end, right? You got anything? You got any April calls? You can sell them and just tell me exactly what you're selling, and I'll take a look at them. Maybe I'll get them off your hands. Imagine not making this play over here, and imagine losing money during this whole time, and then being like, there was just literally nothing I could do. There's just nothing I could do. I mean, if there was anything else I could have done, I wouldn't have lost money, right? Yep, no. Unfortunate. Literally just unfortunate. It's just, I got so unlucky. I just got so unlucky. There's just nothing I could have done. I put all my money into Tesla and fucking Elon tweeted, and I got unlucky. Imagine not making 1,200% on WBA contracts. You know what the best part about doing really... So again, the reason why... Here's a good fucking lesson, because nothing's happening. You know the reason why I said it only takes one trade? Because it literally only takes one trade. You make one great fucking trade, and you don't give a shit about anything else. You honestly get to a point where you're able to be a little bit freer, right? And it's some of you also... I mean, that's a good way to look at money, is that the only people that say that, you know, money doesn't... I understand the sentiment of money shouldn't be like the thing that makes you happy, and like dictate like everything about you. But I mean, when people use that, they usually use it in a different context. And the only people that say it doesn't bring you happiness are the people that don't fucking have any, right? That's literally the only people that think that. Obviously, it gives you a lot of fucking freedom, right? And so when you have a trade that makes you, you know, more than you have in any other trade, you're making 1,000% or something, and you just got a fucking paycheck. It's like those of you that just got a stimulus check. You feel fucking free, probably. That's the whole point of it. That's why I pay my taxes, right? So you can feel a little bit better. It's a big fucking difference. And you're able to just kind of chill and not feel so fucking shitty all the time, right? A lot of things to feel shitty about. Not when you're making some good fucking trades, right? Save right off the support. All of travel's doing this. I was really hoping we weren't gonna go so quick today. I'm in all of these positions, but I thought these deserved a little bit more consolidating. I talked about this with some other things as well, like tech growth needed to consolidate more. I mean, it is consolidating more. This is gonna be way better for this for the rest of this year than if it just fucking came through here. If it just came through here, then that constant fear is always on the cards. Constant fear that you didn't consolidate a move and that it needs to consolidate it later is the worst thing to do. And I talk about it. Everyone feels like that all the time now in this market. Dow's going to 34,000 this week, boys. This week. I'm getting the multi-mil, the multi-M, the M&M play. And I don't mean M&M or M&Ms. I mean the M&M. the extra zero. The extra zero. Could you imagine if the Dow hits 34,000 this week and I just fuck off and you guys never see me again? That would be insane. Like, where did that guy go? I don't know, but he literally just hit 34,000 on a fucking stupid play in a week, in 2 weeks. Yeah. He put money on something that no one said. You know what it is? You know what? I'm gonna make now. I'm gonna tell you guys real time. I'm gonna make a meme video. You guys remember Cannonball Run with Burt Reynolds? Can make a Cannonball Run meme. It can be me as Burt Reynolds. Delivering the 31K, 34K Dow. When Biden raises your taxes, please don't tell me how you're taxed to death. I have a mustache right now. Yeah. Shaved the head and kept the facial hair. I'm hairy as fuck, guys. Losing my hair. All right. Okay. So we're doing this, huh? No one's waiting. It's the yields increasing is the problem. People want to be here's what's happening on the institution side. So they're trying to be neutral, right? Everyone's trying to be neutral and wait for things, but it's the fact that the yields are increasing again. So everyone's selling bonds, right? So the yields are increasing because everyone's selling bonds, right? And everyone wants to have constant exposure. And if you need to have constant exposure, where are you going to put that money right now? Are you going to go buy? So let's say you need some liquidity to get filled. Are you going to go put that in tech right now? Are you going to go expose yourself to something that's you're quite literally selling treasuries and that's hurting tech? Are you then going to go make that trade? Because through your selling, you're hurting uh, the opposing force, which you do want to get exposure to. But how are you again? How are you going to do that? You can't. You can't. You're going to do one thing from the other. When I talk about things like money going from the dollar to gold and then equities, there's a lot of different ways that you do these moves. I mean, this is just money coming from treasuries, right? Yields increase, market opens, put it into fucking value. Um, Europe shop probably will. You'll see this FTSE number, FTSE 100. This will probably go green by their close, based on what we're seeing right now. So, crude, maybe we'll see commodity come back a little bit. We'll see. Little unexpected. I mean, not unexpected for value. I mean, we're pushing this trade, but I think things like travel being up right now is a little fucking weird thing. I mean, not in this. I mean, I'm in the trade. I want it to go fucking bullish, but I do find it a little strange. So maybe there's some, we get some risk on folks. I think the same people that are buying right now are buying all the fucking NBA Top Shot packs that I can never fucking buy. All I want to do is buy a goddamn pack. Yeah, exactly. Jesus. Trying to buy some fucking NFTs here. Let me get involved. I love this shit. Nothing better than full speculation all the time. Hey guys, this is a lot of fun. We're actually going to be able to do stuff today. This is great. Get involved. You got some funny trades to point out. Let me know. I'm fucking all ears. I got money, time. Here, give me 1 sec. Let me get somebody on the call. You get a phone call. Hold on. Okay, okay. I do want pot stocks. You guys bought the support, right? You bought support on pot stocks? No? Interesting decision. You got to preempt that retail move. We're right back where we were earlier. We bought down here. Gotta preempt that move. Aqua Booty. Aqua Booty could be a fun trade here. I don't know where my lines went. Where'd the lines go? Interesting. Aqua Booty's fun. Again, some of our more these kind of trades, SEC's not in a spot that we can really get it right here. EBX. Reaching. If you could somehow get that one. Again, I mean, we've already made this trade, but Facebook? What are the chances that this gets squeezed through all the supply here? Do it. Do it. I know some of you fuckers already. You guys saw the chart last night and you already bought. I know for sure. I think it's got to get through here before you can buy it. You could like you could sort of rationalize this trend line to here. It's almost enough points. It's almost enough points that you can rationalize it, but I think it's a little hard to get in and out of this trade, to be honest with you. It's a little difficult. This is still just gross. I don't know what that is. X, we're going to the moon. Some of you didn't take the X trade again. That's gonna hurt. Aerospace and defense, we are going again. BA's helping a lot. BA's helping a lot. A lot of you did not push this. A lot of you did not push this. You did not re-enter. Mistakes. No, it shouldn't be going too far right now. Shouldn't be going too far, but it's definitely starting the day off hot. The different Dow products definitely looking great. Different tickers in the Dow. Somebody's just buying travel all across the board. Buying it all. Frosty Flakes looks like it's going to 62 today. Where are we at on this chart right now? Today, the day that we finally break the Nike curse and get the fuck out of here. Let's go. Skechers, baby. Hitting the Nike glamour. Again, we've been trading retail stores. You didn't, if you didn't take this trade over here, then you're insane. Again, we bought everything on March 5th. We bought all of retail stores on that day. And so, if you're not in that position still, and then you didn't rebuy that position or ever just enter it anyway, then I hope you didn't buy something like Tesla or something and lose money on it. Because that means you are ignoring everything purposely. You're just purposely ignoring. This chart XRT is gonna be just fucking nightmare for the rest of the week. I wouldn't even try to use this. Just use individual tickers. Right? Do not use the ETF at the end of this week. Again, this is gonna get pummeled by everything going on, and there's almost no way to know. So use the individual tickers. Don't go into same thing for everything, right? Don't use the average. Do not use the average. Use the individual tickers. If you are making a directional bet and you're betting on something happening, then go into the individual ticker if you're short-term trading it. Just go to the actual ticker and go to exactly where in those options that you're looking to trade. Do not try to, like, I mean, I don't know. I think sometimes it's just not, you just don't know. I have no idea. But use the actual individual ticker. That's the whole point. That's the whole premise of everything we do here. is if you're betting on a direction, then go right to the fucking source and bet that, right? The Dow play, am I just trading fucking DIA contracts? Is that what you think I'm doing? No, I'm trading the individual fucking companies, right? You have to go right to the source. That's where you're gonna get the most bang for your buck. There you go. Is that a cliche for you? So you can realize it, right? But it's definitely important to be using individual tickers, especially right now, right? You'll have the least amount of risk for the gamma exposure as well, right? Important. Travel, we're going, boys. We're going. We are going. Sayonara. I really do not want to look at this Baba chart. What is that? That's either going to be a double bottom. That's going to be a wedge. That's going to be a double bottom from over here. But it's fucking terrible. I made fun of it for so long for a reason. We never got anything. It tried so hard, and then no one wanted tech. No one wanted fucking tech. Still, no one wants tech. No one wants to buy this, but it's just so. It's in the low end of the range. You're right on support. Here's my one hoping word for the week. I do hope we get some China bullishness. Some China bullishness, specifically the Hang Seng, so we can go buy some of this shit. Because this is a nice payday. You just have to. The only way we're gonna get paid on it is if we preempt it. So we're gonna keep that on the radar for this Friday. We haven't made that trade in a few weeks, but gonna be looking for that because I think that's one of those ones that no one else is betting on it right now. If we bet on it when no one else is betting on it, that's payday, right? Payday. We'll have to look for it because it may be a little hard at the end of this week anyway to find things to continue because I think we're going to be taking profit on some of these value moves beyond what we already did. There's going to be some indecision on tech for sure. Besides like the most obvious sectors that are bullish, there's definitely going to be some confusion, I think. Besides like long-term healthcare and shit we can keep pushing, but I think we're going to be having quite a bit of cash by Friday afternoon. If I had to make a guess. Where TradingView is just like deleting all my trend lines right now. Actively deleting all my trend lines. Not even loading it. Yeah, see, they're deleting them right now. Deleting them right now. I was at the maxed out 15.5. Now it's at 14.5. Oh, hopefully they're converting to a new layout. All right, what time is it? 10 o'clock. Let's go take a look at the averages. Look at the averages. Dojied on S&P. To be expected on the tech side. President pull further. Oh, it's specifically the other side. So tech tech opened quite a bit lower, right? Went down to about 1.5%, trying to catch back in, being led by the likes of Facebook. Facebook here on the launch, on the pad. I drew the lines for you guys. I put the chart out. That's all that you needed. Validation, right? Validate me, daddy. All right? What's that mean? Brian has been waiting. I see him out there. If he tweets about it for long enough, it'll eventually happen, right? You bet on it long enough, it'll eventually happen. Just lose money every other day for it. He probably just finally gave up on it, too. My favorite thing are those people, though. I'm not making fun of Brian, but those people that every single day they talk about something and it's never a good trade. Like they're just talking about it and they're probably trying to make the trade work every day and that never works for them. And then it finally goes and then they go, "Oh, see, I told you." I'd be like, "No, you actually just suck." You talking about? All right. Good. We're going back to being a little neutral. I was gonna be a little surprised. TCS continues. It's a nice trade. This trend here continuing. Obviously, you should be returned about halfway here, but nice to see that continue because it broke through here. It doesn't really make sense for it to come back down into this range. Should be out. This chart is a nightmare. Don't know where my lines went for Bud. Where's my support? Where's my resistance? Where's my triangle? I like this chart. I do like this chart. It's quite the trend break. That's a break. Don't really know what to give you here because there's no inbound, but that is a break here. It's just kind of a flag. That is a break. And it is in a sector that we like. We made a lot over here. Made quite a bit on this move. We did reach the target on that move. Up into the low 70s. How do you buy this here? Maybe 63 and a half. That's not really resistance though. There's not really any resistance until 65. In the 65 area. Don't really have any resistance, so that's doable. And throw some of that on. Kind of a weird spot, but I mean, it's just it doesn't really move intraday, so it doesn't really move intraday on this chart. I can't wait to see what happens in the bond market today. Those poor bond traders. Not poor, but continued tightening. Inside bar yesterday and another today. A lot of tightening leading into an event is going to be quite the move. Quite the move. It's so much tightening for. That's going to be quite the move, folks. Could get 34,000 today. Oh, just 1,000 more to go. Not very many points. It's only like 1%. More than 1%. A percent and a half. You could easily do 1.5% today. We'll see if it's gonna have that wanting to come down here factor. If it breaks the low, we'll have to watch that closely because I might have to on this trade. I do have some short terms. I have marches. If that breaks a low there, I might have to take profit on those, which again, they're very deep in the money, but I might have to take profit there and re-enter at a low part if it looks like it's going to get that move leading into 2. It'll be interesting. I mean, everything's getting pushed, of course, but trying to min-max risk reward might be best to take the short terms and re-enter them. I'm not sure. I have to see. Depends on the tickers. There's things like, I mean, there's so many different examples out there. Like this MMM. This is you can tell this is the Dow chart, right? Here's the Dow chart. It just nothing is happening, right? We'll see. I think I'll push everything. I'm gonna push all of the margin. I don't care. Loses a percent, don't care. It's already up. They're already up a significant amount. Let them go. Let them go. Hot stocks continue. Let me just bring up the CGC chart. Hot stocks coming here. This could get. See the thing here is, this day yesterday actually is a little. It's sort of selling because of the news that came out, which is kind of weird because no one was waiting for news. So I guess it's just retail, but everyone's gonna preempt this move. Everyone's just gonna try to preempt a move here. So you'd have to imagine this comes this week. Not even from a technical standpoint, not even from fundamental, nothing. Just from a flows perspective. Just for a flows perspective, you're expecting future flows from retail, right? So, got beat up yesterday, but who cares? Looks very good. Nice trend. Continue. A good start to the day. Good start to the day. This chart's disgusting. Screw this one. Don't trade the ACB one. Not enough movement. It'll start moving and then everyone's gonna be like, oh, look at that. No points there. I mean, it is at $10. It's possible. Okay. Steel's moving together. So again, I said industrials was gonna be a little bit better. Definitely leading on that side. Thanks, looking good. Yeah. GE gonna get us paid because the 2021 moto was not to be a pussy. Trying to use that in a real sense and not just qualitatively. When you're bigger, better, faster, smarter, better looking, you got to just take the trade that you've got. Take it. Maybe I should wait for confirmation. No. No, don't wait for confirmation. You already know. Some of you are looking at this right now and going, wait a second. Every time that high wick disappears. My favorite part of using the daily candles is watching that wick disappear. And there's a really fucked up perverted joke that we're not going to make, but you know what I'm talking about. Everything's going. Let's go, boys. The bid's coming. I told you a little earlier. Yeah, start doing something. That we're going to have a little bit of fun today. Some of you went back to bed. Ecto said, just go back into bed as a joke. It's a joke, folks. But, yup. Time to get going. What happens when everyone wakes up at the same point? Everyone goes, oh shit, I gotta do something, huh? Momentum gets going. If this is gonna catch momentum, everything's gonna catch momentum. Now, again, there's gonna be a little bit of volatility going up to 2 o'clock, so there will be some reasons to have liquidity, which could cause our FANG stock of the day, which has now gotten to the level, to do its thing. This is all squeezed, by the way. It's all squeezed. That's I mean, it's a little bit too clear. A little bit too clear. We'll see what the reaction is there, but I mean, this is a little too clear. All contracts. All gamma squeeze related. All of it. Because no one's buying this long. If they were, it would look a lot different than this. It'd be ebbing and flowing. Got rejection at the level. We'll see how quickly it comes back in here. See if someone comes in and scoops in here. If they're buying from this move here, then someone's expecting more move, which I'm talking about market makers. See what the reaction is here. I'd like to see it go quickly. Maybe in this candle, if it's going to actually climb through. I would say it needs to climb through here on this candle if it's going to get there through the open. Because it's a little bit too much time. It would need to do this 1% the next. Quickly. Quickly. It would need to keep this trend almost. It would almost need to keep this trend for it to happen. Is the sort of the thing here, I would say. Look at that. That's just too. It's just a little too. For it to happen, I would say it needs to do that. Otherwise, it's just gonna swing back and forth like this, right? Swing back and forth. Which is why I put the level there. Oh, we'll see. Those of you that bought it open, you can keep pushing that position. I would say just the only way to get out of that position if you're already in that is to get stopped out at your entry. I would not fuck around with that position if you're already in it. You're gonna be making bad decisions if you're trying to manage this trade. You just got to go with it. Got the chart, got a plan. So be a little wonky here. 10-14. Let's go take a look. There's no one over here. No one's trading S&P. No one's trading value. I mean, small caps. That was the only thing that's moving back and forth, which I like. I do like the movement back and forth over here. There's also, you're getting it on like the travel side. All this back and forth. That's good. GE continues. Stupid. I almost feel like there's a conspiracy, you know? Conspiracy to make people wait, well, I don't know. That's definitely not me, dude. I would never buy 300s. That's not me. But back to the GE thing. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's almost like fucking social engineering or something. Engineering people to react a certain way. It's just too fucking obvious. It's almost pissing me off a little bit. Not that I'm mad that I'm making money, because I bought down here, and not because I'm trying to gloat, but because you can just tell it's the same crowd buying that just sold. I don't understand why they're willing to lose money. I just don't understand it. I actually don't understand it. Don't know. And this was news driven, right? There was that news event, but it was actually a good thing. But since it was speculation into news, it gets sold. I don't know if it's specifically algos that like react and it's sold and just took profit and rebought down here. But the timing is just so silly. You don't make money doing that. Because you don't get to perfectly top this. Like you take profit on this day, right? So you have all this move, you have to start taking profit somewhere in this day, but not to the point where you can successfully do that like consistently as an institution. So they're not the ones doing it. So because no one really exited their long positions. If you look at the supply and demand over here, so it's just like I don't know. I mean, I love it. fucking, I'll take the trade from here to here, take the gain, buy it down here, trade it up again. I mean, it's just silly though, because it almost feels like someone, it's like on fucking purpose to fuck over this crowd, to just take advantage of it every single time. It's just so stupid. Like, I don't understand. The overselling that we're seeing recently is terrible. It's just terrible trading. I mean, I'm guessing it's the 1/5 of volume being retail that are just, they have no clue what they're doing. But I mean, it wasn't this bad during the beginning of COVID when that trading was going on. Yeah, they made bad trades, but because they were all monkeying into the same thing, but not like this kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it until it doesn't work. That's, to be honest with you. Every single thing that we bought on a violent dip this year has been, I mean, just an amazing payoff, because I'm making more from here to here than I made from here to here. That's the reality, just because of all the selling. So just gonna keep doing it on that travel trade. All those travel trades that just sold to oblivion for no reason, and then got all bought back up. It's not just the market makers that are, it's getting squeezed to the upside, and then as soon as it loses speed, it goes to the downside. It's not market makers doing that so much, because they don't put the value. They're just doing liquidity, so they could just trade in one spot. It could actually stay in one spot when they're doing that, but it's when the rest of us start to trade and add on top of that actually cause the spread to happen. Market makers don't cause this kind of spread. They cause they cause one side of the equation to increase, right? Supplier. This is all supply and selling. So they increase the sell number compared to the demand number, but they don't increase the spread. They stay super tight, right? So people just, I talked about it with like some of you like put your contracts 100% lower just to get out of them. Maybe that's like what's happening right now. Everyone just doing this weird, I gotta get out of the position. Here, have it for 50% discount. Thank you. Oh, I gotta get back in. Let me get back in. I just sold for 100% discount. I don't know. Too much movement. But yeah, we're just gonna keep buying. I mean, we're not getting, or I just mean pushing and buying it on those situations, because we're just not getting, I don't know. Like fighting against a child. I just always assume MMs are trying to shake dumbasses like me out of positions. Yeah, that's not how it works. They're not trying to beat you on trades. Yeah, market makers do not. They don't. They don't like. Yeah, they're just providing liquidity. They trade both sides. They're only profiting off the spread. They're not profiting on the direction of the trade. So again, market makers are on both sides equally. They don't go to one side more than the other. They're equally on both selling and buying. So guys, remember, market makers are not firms that are trying to fuck people. They're literally trying to help you get a better price. That's literally their role. They're providing liquidity, and they make money on the spread. But if there's no spread, they make no money and they lose money, right? That's all they do, is provide liquidity so that you have March monthlies right now. Guess what? Guess who's going to buy your March monthlies? Not me. Market makers will, though, because they're going to provide liquidity for you so that you can make that trade, right? Some of you still don't, you're like, well, who's going to buy those contracts that expire on Friday? Market makers will, right up to the last fucking moment, right? You have something that's $100 in the money, right? That there's literally no points to make on it still. There's literally no way you can make any more money on it. It won't be someone like me. It won't be you. It'll be a market maker buying that from you. They will buy it from you. They'll pay you for it, right? They'll pay you the premium. So that's why you can always just keep trading options right up to the fucking date because uh, there's someone to buy it from you, right? Maybe not as much volume, but it's only market maker, so you have to be keeping that in mind, and you won't gain as much, right? It's not worth it to be trading that close to the close on weeklies and shit, but it doesn't mean you can't push up to the last moment. You can squeeze it out. You're just gonna need a larger gain. That's all. This shit is we're doing it, boys. Finally drew some lines on that fucking chart and getting paid for it. What are the chances? What are the chances? What are we all doing this for? That's moving really quick. Some big boys are buying this right now. Buying it as if it's going to move through that supply. Give it a moment. I won't take this trade unless it starts to clear through there. At this point, if you could have bought it earlier, then fine, but fucked up. Fuck me. Baba going to 250? He's buying everything. Everyone's buying everything. Risk on, boys. Risk on. Could be game theory. Could be game theory. Just stay in my lane. But staying in my lane. I'm gonna keep trading what works. Sorry, I'm flipping through shit. Mm-hmm. Summer travel pulling back. F isn't really doable there at the moment. F wonks on that trend line support. See if that gets pushed up through the level later. Again, we've been trading this for a while. Most people are just already in position, so see how that does up there. Look for some entries on some things that are already that kind of took off some from earlier. I don't know what this is doing up here, but again, took profit on the trend line yesterday, looking for a re-entry on GoPro. So from $8 up to about 13, almost 13 and a half, quite the gain. Looking for the next re-entry, but I would have expected it to be a down here or something. We got an inside bar here today that turns it bearish tomorrow. It should be down here, but that looks a little bullish. Kind of strange if it happened today. We'll see. Don't expect it, but. Interesting spot here. Let's go take a look. What the heck? I didn't expect it to look like that. What is that candle? Huh? What is that candle? What the hell is that? How did that happen? I have no idea what that is. Oh. Shit. Oh my god, Viacom's down 7% today. Be a shame if I had to buy it right here. Buy it. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Viacom 95, 100. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. But Dawn, it's up 400% in the last. Discovery. Go, 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 go. The big boys. BIAC, DISCA. Do you know what that spells? Look at where these are. These could go all the way down here. That's the perfect time to buy. Give me alerts, Don. Don, give me an alert. Give me an alert, Don. I don't look at your charts. Just tell me on the phone. Fuck your charts. Tell me live. Tell me we're alive. Tell me we're gonna live. Tell me we're making it. Okay, there you go. This looks pretty juicy down here too. What's going on with all the retail stores? This is not, again, don't use the I'm just looking at the ETF for benchmark. It's a good spot. The great candle right there. What's going on with GME is, are they getting any leg room? No, nothing. Didn't think so. Nothing there. No movement. That's not good. Again, I told you this the other day. As soon as you get this tightening here, not a good sign. Not a good sign. You got to get that movement. This tightening right here, almost the exact same right here. Then I started to sell. You just need some sort of. I mean, you get this. This is a little bit better because you have a trend from here, so you actually have some support. But over here, the same thing happened. You get this tightening, and in here, you can start to see it. It's like, okay, that's it. See ya. Don, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, Don. Is this going up or down? Don, don't lie to me. Okay. All right. Whatever you say. You guys want to make the big bucks, but don't make the trades. You don't make the trades, you don't get the big bucks. Now you guys are all fighting over the same thing. Sava continues. Again, this week, what was this week all about? This week is about short-term bios. That's our short-term play of the week. Bios. Little short-term health cares. Sava looks like it's going to, I don't know, 70 something. Maybe 70 by lunch. 70 by lunch. At this rate. Uh, ooh. IMAX is the Chinese company, right? uh, REITs. Imagine not being in Reach right now. Oh, God. Some of those ideas hurt my brain. You know, I'm curious. David would have got paid on his puts if I let him. Buying some pen here. And by being paid, I mean, probably not. Everything is coming into this spot right now in the market, so everyone's going to make a decision right now. Everyone's going to make some directional decisions right now. Which, again, it should be neutral. Should be some neutral trading. So if we get any movement, then that's the answer. Like this. Is there any doubt? No. Right. So this is you can see the movement on a neutral day. If there's some moves, then there's no doubt that that's what's happening. Right. So that's why when we're looking for those bottom ticks, if you have anything that's coming out from a low, if there's any buying whatsoever, right, you get to a tightening where price is coming down and then it starts to tighten and then moves to the upside at all, then it's more times than not going to the upside on a neutral day. That's just what's going to happen. Because as soon as that happens, people are looking for a chance anywhere. It's not like you're the only one seeing it, right? Oh, you're the only one that looks at something that gets traded over 1 million times a day, right? No, everyone fucking sees it, right? And if not, then a computer somewhere is seeing it. So, again, it's just trying to get that exact moment with instead of being a fucking synthetic brain that is quite literally waiting for the number to reach, we can just use our human brains being a big bag of meat, sit in front of a computer, and make the trade before they do. Right? Be the reason why they make the trade. Important to realize that you are just a sack of meat. Okay, Aqua Booty, we're getting the same thing here. Right? Getting the same thing here. Now, I like the trend coming out of here. Again, we get I got to break out this way. This whole level through here. This isn't, I mean, this is support, so, but resistance at like 790. Other than that, see you later. It's a lot of open space out here. A lot of open space. Continue that trend just like in here. Same trend line. TCS isn't moving anymore. Baba, we keep going. Keeping this one on the down low. Don't tell your friends. Don't tell your friends about the Baba trade. Because I don't want to have to answer to the trading Baba today. I don't want to be made fun of. I'm a value investor. I think we're running out of opportunity, and we'll have to be waiting till 2 o'clock now. Nike's going. Retail stores. I would say this is going based on what we see so far. It's good at the top of the range. You could just hit the resistance, but Finally getting this move out. Finally moving out of the parents' house over here. 13% to what? 20? Can be nice. That's a big difference between the options here and then the high, right? Big difference. Big difference. Trending. Whole range in here. Upside breakout. That's a big difference if you break through the high here. If you go all-time high on this chart, whole different chart. Because the gain here to here is nice. It's nice, but it has nothing on the move that would come thereafter as an exponential, which is where you'll want the right contracts. That's for sure. You're in shit contracts, well, that sucks. What's going on over here? Still don't understand this. Don't understand what's going on over here. They're just selling on the news? What news? You want a short-term trade? Go buy some banks right now. Go buy some March monthly banks. You want to remove some risk? Go buy XLF weeklies. March monthlies. Fire on Friday. $35 is 2.5% out. That's a little fucking dicey. Maybe not that far, but possible. Do it. You won't. Do it. I'll do it. You dare me to? Done. Doing it. Already in the play, but get the risk on. Do it. Buy it. What do you get to lose? Coming in fucking hot today, huh? The outside bar. Not really, though. Golf. Let's see. Get tightening. Some tightening. Look it through the averages real quick. Are we gonna get a lower low here or what? Can't wait for 2 o'clock. Shit. What about on the lowest of low? What do we get down here? I can't tell. Is that on the trend line or not? Having a hard time load it. This is down the fucking deep end. Deep end. Z is back on the trend line. Doable. You guys are going, oh no. That's right. I think we got the stop in there. You can do it again. Load. We get the discovery low. So we're gonna try to do we're gonna try to bottom tick the Viacom one again. Wait for some tightening again. We get the discovery low. Let's see if we can hold that for the day without getting stopped out. Could have a little fun on a neutral day. Get those bottom ticks. This is all, by the way, this is just overselling. This is, I don't know what that is, but that looks like the usual order did not get placed today, which is interesting. The usual open order, which means that they're looking for a discount, which means momentum is on the cards. Do it again. Fucking do it again. Load. Load it up. I'm willing to buy that one on the way down a little bit. Get stopped out a couple times. Because that... looking for that big order to come through again. Use some of that level 2 game. Nothing else really on the sell side that we haven't already sort of mentioned. Yeah, this is not happening today. Move that. See. Wonder when this is happening. This might be a good... Might be a good preemptive trade, actually. Just do this really quick. Shit, that's not gonna work. I mean, I don't get to do it for me. How much is that? No? I'm just gonna make me... That bounces. 8. Oh, buddy. That's the resistance level we got. We already have that in there. Alright. If we can get this fucking tick right here. Oh, buddy, what is that? What month? April monthlies? Go April monthlies. Dude, are there even contracts there? This could be a fun one right here. 3. Let's see. Oh shit. No one's traded. There's somebody that's got all kinds of contracts, but no one's buying this shit today. There's no fucking volume. Go put some orders in, boys. No one's buying this today. What is going on? We'll take it. We get some market makers out there. Let's get those market makers going. Put the orders out. They'll start to provide some liquidity. Oh, boys. The Fang to 100 play. The Fang 100. We're going to call it the Fang 100. There you go. That's it. Fang 100. Why? I have no idea, but we're going to preempt it. That's for sure. Style on it. I would say this is at least... I don't know. Chances? Maybe 15%? 15% chance? Downside risk? Zero, probably 0%. I don't think there's really any downside. So 15% chance to hit 100, maybe. You don't need it to hit 100. That was the point. Just need a little bit. If we can get the preemptive move before the trend line breaks, everyone can see a trend line, right? Everyone can see a trend line, and everyone can see the tightening that's happening here. It's taking the trade here instead of waiting, which is the big difference. Because there's basically no volume there and nobody in there. There's basically nobody there. It actually doesn't even look. I mean, there's a big thing of like 80 contracts on the Aprils. I mean, it's. I shouldn't say there's nobody because that's not so much what I mean, but I mean, there's no activity right now. They're just sitting in the same position that I've been sitting in for fucking months, right? The same position from back here, right? We get this whole play. That's literally the contracts. It's just the same things that I bought, right? But the price right now, the short-term price, is pretty good short-term price. You have to remove all this, right? So for a trade like this, nothing needs to happen here. Let's just act like nothing fucking happens. Let's just talk about in any circumstance. Hypothetically, you just got to remove all this price action here. Yeah, it's nice to capture this. Yeah, we did. Doesn't affect anything over here. It's a completely different trade, short term. Trying to preempt a move, come off the bottom here, buy at the support. Can easily take profit on a trend line. Can easily get stopped out because of a level. Let's do it. Take. Done. All right. See how much we get filled on down here. Got a bottom tick so far. Got a bottom tick so far. If it breaks down, then that's it. Not going to do it. But get the plan. The plan's in motion. All that matters. All that matters. See, can we do the Z trade here? I don't know why I'm feeling so frisky on some of these low buys here. We need to wait for that to come back above the trend line. I'm not going to make a bonehead play here, but 148.24. A lot of fun today. Okay, we're trying to make some moves before 2 o'clock. Just to put some bets in, right? Continuing to push long positions and whatever else, but want to put some risk into 2 o'clock because again, things will start to move, and I want to try to get some squeezes before they happen. Otherwise, you're just you're going to be reacting. You're going to be late. You're not going to be able to buy everything. You're not going to be able to sell everything. It's again, just gotta play. S&P coming into the trend line. Let's see. I mean, this is going to be important right here. Gonna be important right here. See, again, tech is bad. Value good. Let's take a look. See if we can hold everything. If we can get the tick here to the upside while tech sells, then we know there's rotation here. If not, then it's again just full neutrality on the day. So if we see everything go down together, then that means just neutrality on the day, removal of demand until 2 o'clock. So that's one scenario. One scenario is people putting bets on before, which would be you're selling tech to go into value. So we're looking for the answer that what we came into today expecting was just neutrality around, which would just mean a removal of demand in the entire equity market, which would mean just nothing until 2 o'clock, right? Which is the usual. That's you go back to any Fed FOMC day, and that's literally what happens. So, besides like melt up lunches and weird volatility that leads before, which is again just due to wherever that melt happened. Get a melt up to like a resistance or something, and then it sells off it, and shit like that happens. We're not really in that spot, besides the fact that we're in a trend line. If this breaks, it would get a little weird. So you can see it's holding it right now. There shouldn't be enough. Again, there shouldn't be enough trading to cause levels to break. That's an important part of neutrality is that you don't have enough to fill through. Some of these, if it does, then that means something's happening. That's what I mean by if tech is selling, then it goes to value. That would quite literally write itself. It would be painting its own story right there. One is going. Came off the trend line over here. The CIIC backer. Geez, continuing. You know, I'm just going to tell you guys, see a lot of correlation between the GE and the Bamba candles today. Just today. It's a sign. We are getting some. Let's go over. Let's go over here. Let's look the relation to commodities to the dollar. Nothing. Sideways trading, waiting for 2 o'clock. These are gonna be really cute for FOMC meeting because again, they're not moving against the dollar at all. Tightening, neutrality, everyone waiting. Everybody waiting. Everybody waiting. No volatility because again, there's no such thing. What do you mean volatility? What do you mean that something could happen? No, nothing. There's gonna be no price movement at all, up or down. It's gonna be flat today. It's gonna be flat all week. It's gonna be flat for the next year. No. Stupid. Wish we had a different. We do have some other things, but just gonna stick to IVs. Stick to the IV numbers. But it would be nice. Not breaking the low. Not breaking the low. Break even on the day. Let's see. If anything coming out, anybody say anything? Usually get some banks talking before. I don't give a fuck. Just trading value. I think you just have to trust the yields, right? I trust the bond traders over everyone else. I want to see some fucking dots, dude. Give me the dots. Give me my dot plot. I want to see somebody. The best part about the dot plot is you don't get to know who. They're just anonymous votes. So again, all the committee they vote for their midpoint, but you don't get to know who it is. I just want to see some fucking rogue dots going like 2022, 2023. Increase rates. We would get paid instantly. If somebody voted for 2022, we would just get paid instantly. Just instant. If they vote to change rates early, holy shit, it would just be. We would honestly, it would be Dow 34,000 in like the next 5 minutes after 2 o'clock. Honestly, banks would go insane. The number would be, I mean, quite literally insane if there was even just one vote that rates were going to change. Again, You should take that trade right there. Look at that. Holding the level down there. No reason not to take that. Again, may not fucking pay. Who cares? Some of you are doing that where you go, well, I don't know. Who cares then? You stopped out. It's the same level still. No reason not to take a trade like that. Too many reasons to. Right? Not enough reasons not to. And again, value. This could be the moment that. Again, we've sort of already value's already sort of turned into a momentum trade, and I know some of you just want to trade like whatever else, but today could definitely be that moment where it's just now the Fed says it. They just say it. And it happens. I mean, it's already been happening, but this shit could just go. It just could, again, some of these charts that just keep trending and then they put a bunch of points on and you get paid significantly for that. If you're not in that position, then you're not going to get anything. And if you're just trying to sit and react, that's a strategy. It's a strategy. But and I mean, that's what we do. We react to price, but we usually react when we're already in position, right? And it's new positions where we're reacting to find the entry, but it doesn't mean we're going to miss it. You have to capture the move. So again, everyone waiting for later to trade, it means you're not going to be able to make it. You're not going to make it. Like I'm not fast enough to go wait till 2 o'clock to go then decide every trade that I want to make. Like I see the data I want to see and I see the reaction everyone else has. By the time everyone else reacts, too late. Or if I already bought all the supply, then what am I going to do? Pay an extra 30, 40% premium? Doesn't matter how fast you are to react. It fucking already happened. Everyone already changed the price. Not like it's gonna. They have to call their like someone that's selling something doesn't need to call their broker to be like, hey, can you change the price for me? No, they already changed it. They already changed it before the fucking thing already happened. Prices are already more expensive right now because of the fact that things could happen. Get a price a little bit higher. So how it's continuing, by the way. Just continuing. Yeah, you're seeing it now, aren't you? You're seeing it now. What did I say earlier? 69? There you go. GE pulling back into the support. Let's see how this goes here. Be a nice bounce, actually. Hmm. Hmm. Anyone remember when we took this trade over here? Regeneron? Oh boy. We're doing pretty well on the bios so far, actually. Good call this week. Good call to play the short-term game on this side of the aisle. Everything just looks so good. How's my Free Willy done? Oof. A nice spot. A nice spot right there. Okay. Give me hold on a second. Do some math real quick. One moment. Oh, buddy. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. We get the bottom tick on Viacom. Nice. This is building confidence down here. Banks. Got the bottom tick on banks. Good job, guys. You great fucking alerts today, guys. I would have to say this is the low for most things. If it's not the low, then uh I don't know. Like if you don't get a swing and a melt up here, and just neutral trading, like neutral trading to 2 o'clock, you get actually a lower low and you start to swing down. Like if there's actual selling pressure. Um I don't know. I don't know what I would make of that. Don't tell Greg about the Baba play, okay? Ooh. AMC is doable here. Put a meme economy trade on. Well, meme stock. Shit. Okay. S&P's holding the trend line. Not coming down. A good sign over here. Hoping we could around here get close to lunch, see some other people's bets, but we're not really getting anything that's like a size that we could see it. Don't really see it on individual positions either. Everything's just holding levels, which doesn't do anything for us. Not really do anything, huh? Banks are gone. See ya. Maybe not a bottom tick, huh? Oh, rad down here. Everything that's holding support like this, I mean, I just... Not the charts in a minute or anything, but different charts that just intraday are doing some things like that. I just want to kind of put some bets in. Build on some different things. Just individual takers that we're bullish on, right? anything that we're bullish on, I just want to get a little piece of for later. Kind of want Z to, if Z could like climb back up a little bit, something like this. This is on the growth side a little bit, but again, there's certainly some things related to the Fed event for housing, that for home builders and things like that, that you get the reinflation trade happening, then these sort of become a little, a little bit better. Might get some fundamental boys in there. They'll hit you with the fundamentals. That's what I'm looking for. REITs are already going, which the only people that are trade, you can tell that who's who because the REITs just keep fucking going. By the way, this chart is a real cuck right here. Real cuck here. I'm gonna take that. Remember when I was over here and I said if it broke here, then we're gonna get a lot of points. If it broke over here, we're gonna get a lot of points. Pulled back. Look at this movement here. What is this? Right? What is this? What is that? Again, bios are the short-term play of the week, but a little disappointed I missed that hole. I don't want to buy it down on support down here. It just didn't feel right. Feels like if people were selling it down to there, then play was over. But no, there you go. It's silly. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. Yeah, we're getting some heat. Get some heat coming through. Not seeing anything in the books. I wonder if we can see on the... I mean, any change at all? Nothing. If we can see the dollar rise before, what would be the point at which we get the dollar to rise before? Because you have to move the dollar before. You have to move the dollar before you can do anything in the other markets. We can get the dollar direction before 2 o'clock. Maybe we can use that a little bit to help with our percents a little bit. I don't think anyone knows how to read it, though. That's the problem. You guys have any trades? Any retail trades? Anything retail oriented? What's retail looking at right now? I grabbed some pen. Trading pen. Anyone that's short in pen is going to get hurt, I think, over here. So that's why I made that comment yesterday. How do you get out of the short here? Who's buying puts right here, right? You can buy... I understood David's comment of puts over here yesterday because you want to like try to catch the swing in between levels. But the problem is getting out of it. You could be up like 20% right now on your put. How do you get out of it? I don't know if market makers are buying that. But so I'm going to be buying shit like this over here, right? I'm buying everything down here right now. So just got some pen here. I don't know if DraftKings is doable right here because we're already doing it. So just it would have been an earlier trade. Now you're in sort of a limbo spot, but that looks good as well. I do like all the retail picks there. Oh, PRPL. Is there anything here? Maybe another trade here. Obviously, we got this really silly trade over here. We're not going to talk about still. But another possibility here. There's some retails. Hold on, let me look at Apple real quick. Look at that. That's terrible. Just gross. Just garbage. Just absolute garbage over there. I don't know what's going to happen to that chart. Okay, can remove this. This is very nice. Very nice move here. Is that a flag? Is that a bullish 5-minute flag? Looks like it. Wendy's retail stores, specifically the food side, food and beverage, been talking about for a little while. Dirty Denny's. You can't see it on the 5-minute, but also looking bullish. Um, for this here, it's such a hard. This is like a difficult decision to make. This is you're just 50-50ing it. If you're trying to bet on uh gold or silver right now, you're just 50-50ing it. So however you make that trade, you need to make the trade better than 50-50 for yourself. So if you're going to try to bet on silver here, that you're trying to bet that the dollar's going down, right? That's literally all your bet is that the dollar's going to go down and that there's going to be some sort of move from the dollar into gold and silver before it moves over to equities, right? Or it's because you're betting that the dollar is going to go down and it's specifically the reinflation trade. So money's not going to go to growth, which would mean that gold and silver will be good. With the yields increasing because bonds are selling, there'll be more room for gold and silver to rise with the super cycle of commodities. This is a 50-50 trade that when you go buy options here, the options need to give you better than a 50-50. Usually the options are hurting you. Usually the options are adding more risk, which makes your probability go down. When you pick things here, you cannot be trading things that have a low probability chance already when you buy it. It needs to be higher probability. So this is a difficult spot because almost every single trade you have, you're putting more risk on, which lowers your probability that you have a successful trade here. And it's already 50-50 because you have no fucking clue. No one here knows if the dollar's going to go up or down after 2 o'clock. It's just you don't know. There's no looking at the chart. There's no anything, right? It's not that. It's just things could happen in any order. Like they honestly could happen in any order, so the dollar could go up or down, and that will completely affect this here. That's why nothing's moving on that side because there's no such thing as knowing. There's only reacting. But to make the trade on the equity side, you have to make the trade before. You can't go make this trade after. It's not going to happen. So if you're putting a trade like this on, like I'm going to just put some bets on, but when you go buy something here, you can't go buy like 50 plus out of the money Aprils or something. Like that's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. If you do, that trade's not going to work out enough times, right? When you make trades, they need to be trades that it's consistent and you can always make that trade, and gambling's just not consistent. The gambling percent is not consistent. See how much we can squeeze out of this one. Threw this trade on over here. I don't know how quickly this is gonna happen. It's gonna go, but could be in and out pretty quick. Yeah. What is that? Interesting. More. FLGT. Nice. I like that a lot. That's a launch pad and a half. Looks like the SpaceX launch. Some of these, again, it's just the way the cycle works on some of these things. Like again, when I said we're gonna try to play this side of the market during this week for short terms, like this bio healthcare side, the short term version of it. It's just because of the cycle in which it's in, right? Where you get the move, and then you consolidate, trade flat, and then this week now it's coming back, and it's either going to make a decision to move to the upside or downside. it's more heavily favored to the upside, of course, and so that's the trade we're looking for. But we're certainly getting. There's certainly been enough. There's certainly been enough of these trades to prove a point here and get confirmation that they're all viable. Anything that's showing any sort of life, these are great. The Regeneron trade still going. This is a bearish candle, but it could change. And I don't really want to sell it here. It's kind of a really shit spot to have to sell it because look it up here. I don't think it's gonna stop moving. I don't think it stops. I think it's gonna have to trade up to the level here. I don't know how many points we're gonna get out of this move, but it doesn't look like it can stop very easily. 1119, 1120. This is gonna hold the Dow back a little bit. Whoops. This is fine. I don't know what's going on over here. God, this is such an ugly chart. The only good-looking part of the chart is the short I had here. That's it. It's the only good-looking part of this chart. Crazy. The only good-looking trade, again, when you look at a chart, look at it through the lens of trading, the only good-looking part is quite literally this short. That's it. There's nothing else that's good on this chart. It's kind of silly. Still nothing. Just nothing. This is going to hurt the Dow a little bit. It's going to hurt the Dow a little bit. Because it's going to hold back Microsoft as well. This candle here is terrible. Terrible candles. How do you react to any of this shit? What is this? Like, look at this pricing. It's terrible. It's honestly terrible. Like, I don't know how to read this chart at all, which I hate. I hate not being able to look at a chart. Like, this price movement is fine. You know it's going down. This is the short over here. It makes sense. It makes sense. Leading into the new year, this consolidation, this whipsawing back and forth makes sense. Can understand it. The orders from the open, this move, the knowing to get out of this move here. It's just too much selling, overselling. So sell the puts. This is terrible. Like, and then this is just, what is that? I don't know. Is this market makers? Gotta just be market makers so no one's buying long. This is the 4% time. Yeah. Interesting stuff, guys. Interesting. The growth side is just hard to read. Beyond just not being like the in trade right now, it's just hard to read. You just don't know where you're going to be the next day. It's hard. Hard to go buy that. It's a great spot for this move to get started here. It's a good time for it to get going. Interesting looking right there. Why do all these charts have this weird flow? What is this over here? Everything's just so disconnected. Ever since that fucking 4% day, everything is just terrible. That day really threw the fucking market off. Way more than I thought. This day right here fucked the whole charts up. Like, none of these days existed. It's almost what's going on. The average isn't this bad. The average has movement. This looks. This is a lot better. This is a lot better because it's interacting with levels and trading with levels. Those other charts don't have anything. This is nice. I actually like this movement over here. It's very similar, but it's the fact that it's moving with levels and reacting properly, and you have movement. It's not just kind of flat movement. It's actual movement. Seems more natural. The average should just have a better natural humanistic look to it anyway, but not so much like the individual tickers, but it does look a little bit better. Oh, lost our TME lines. Jesus. Definitely getting ready for the Chinese companies come back. Definitely looking for them. They're in their consolidation. This could definitely be the very tail end of it. Coming out of these, could definitely be close. Definitely could be close. Not exact, but doesn't always need to be. Exactly what this be. Kind of ugly, but this candle just sticks out way. Both of these have just some candles that stick out a little bit too much, but it's all right. That's all right. I want to get the general idea. I mean, It's a pretty nice continuation diamond. Could be this trend as well, but it's not. Should be connecting from this candle here. It's a perfect candle here and here. These three candles is perfect. Continuation diamond should stem from this low candle here. Should be right at the apex of those two, just like diamond bottoms from the top. For the trend, I mean, this is pretty clear over here. Pretty nice trend. Could be flat through here. Couple possibilities. I do. That's perfect. The perfect trend line right there. Right onto this wick here. Perfect trend line. This is going to be a little dicey up here, but just stick around with it a little bit. I don't really like that. I actually don't like that at all. Go with this here. Understand that there's some screwy shit going on there. I like this a lot, actually. If we get a break above this resistance. 27, 25. 28 or so. All right, I can throw that in there. Let's plan for that. We're already planning for a lot of Chinese tickers by the end of the week, possibly for this week being the first in a few weeks. We haven't really taken any for a while. Uh, Definitely is shaping itself, setting its own sort of story here. A nice trend. Either way, you're gonna get squeezed into some decisions. That's for sure. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah, home builders. Um, Home builders. Funny how that works, right? Everyone has the same idea. That's for sure. It's probably after I said something to him. Yep. Yep. A good example right there. That's confirmation that other people are thinking the same thing. They said home builders like 30 minutes ago. From from the move coming down into here, there you go. I think it's that's a good sign for later. It's a good sign for later for some of these trades I put on because some of them are just a little too preemptive. But you're trying to preempt moves just like this. That's the whole fucking reason why I'm making some of these trades. The whole reason is to get at something like this. The whole reason. That's it. It's the only reason to make these trades. Is you get fucking moves like this. Look at that shit. Put that trade on, and 30 minutes later, you get 5% out of it, which is an ass load, an ass kicking. That's a foot up the ass in your options. That option just went from 0 to 100 really quick. It's all about. We'll see how quickly it comes back down, but there you go. It's a good one. It's a feel good one. Certainly a feel good one. I like how it was all in the same candle too. Doesn't really take much. That means just one. That was just one institution. Or just everyone get the same signal, I guess. Whatever. I don't really know what the signal. I mean, I just use the chart, what I'm looking at. But obviously, like I said with algos, or what I was saying like 30 minutes ago with algos, is that they have some sort of signal. They have some sort of number. When the price reaches the number, then they're going to buy it. And so that's what I was saying earlier about preempting trades, is that you're just trying to beat that algo to the point because we're a fucking meat bag of a brain, right? Brain in a vat. Going to beat the Falcon computers every time if you can just look at it as in the way that they're going to react to something, right? So that might be a good clip to go back and look at just for a few different things is that idea of when you're looking for some of those trades and you don't know what it is. It's just an instinctual sort of, you see the price and you go, okay, that looks like the spot. There's no way to, it just comes naturally. You'll just get to the point where shit like that happens. Not usually a level. Middle of nowhere. Price movement. That IMAX chart's not moving. I don't know if that's bugged out or what. Yeah, Disney. I like this. I don't know what this like tail right here is, but that's bad. That's bad price movement. It's bad price movement right there. Oh, it's news trading. Cute. These two candles right here is just bad trading. That's overselling again. Like this tightening that leads to this like drooping head. The fuck is that? Gross. Gross. If it breaks the trend line here, it definitely is going to put some points on. Definitely going to put some points on. Perfect trend line bounce here. Nice. This is doing its thing. We're getting a little bit of the yield. It's gonna be like 1.7. It's the long terms that are gonna eat those growth stocks alive. Fuck. What's travel doing? Oh boy. Is that a bear flag, Dawn? Nope. How are we doing here? Doing pretty good. Like to see that movement continue. A little slow. It's a little slow. I don't know why this moves so slow, to be honest with you, but this chart's very connected. Very connected. So again, on a chart like this, that all of your pricing is well connected. Like your bodies, your wicks, nothing is sticking out too far. Everything moves on a trend and it rolls. It doesn't pivot. It fucking rolls around, right? Rolling around the mud, like a dirty pig, right? It's very hard for the trend to stop without you knowing it's stopping. These are these these charts are so easy to trade on the options level because the options, if it's pivoting and changing direction all the time, it's almost impossible to tell what's happening on the options because again, everyone's just sort of the liquidity doesn't add up, and you're trading an individual contract that's getting beaten by the underlying price, and it's just trying to move it. These rolling charts, so much easier. You know exactly when you need to be getting out. You know when your trend's breaking. This is just straightforward shit. I'm not talking about specifically this chart, just all charts that move. Aerospace and defense continues. RTX has been continuously a nice trade. You didn't have to get out of that position yesterday, which is nice. Uh, Makes it easier. HXL, the other aerospace and defense. Again, all of these charts are just going. All of our aerospace and defense charts. Perfect. Viacom's still going down, so this chart's not happening. This chart's not happening. Stomped out again. The take profits are coming. See if Discovery holds us here. A lot of support here. But Dawn, you said it always is gonna go up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't get the 2,000% in here. Trust me, if you made a few 1,000% in there, you'd be trying to buy it again too. Imagine losing 5% here. Oof. This is turning out pretty well so far. The Fang. Ooh. Those are just too, that's just too easy right there. That's too easy right there. That's too easy. that actually breaking the trend line, or it's just neutral today? Uh, Fuck. That's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. I would say this needs to close above the trend line, or else that's going to be consolidating. Could be. Home builders keep going. It's going to work out pretty well. So again, that's some bets going on before FOMC, which is very directed. That's very directional trade. That's not you don't get away with making that trade unless it's very specifically a bet. So looking to hear the word reinflation a few times today. Looking to hear the reinflation word a few times. Retail stores just keep going. Fucking a little warm in there. TME coming up to that level. Let's see what happens here. I mean, I really don't want to have to make this trade today. That's for sure. You get a high chance of getting take profited on tomorrow. So kind of shit. Okay. You just a little tough there. Okay. 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 Aqua Booty holding the level. Okay, where is where's James? So took this a little earlier. It does look like we're getting a little bit of that squeeze area coming towards lunch when we get that lower liquidity. When you start to get that low liquidity, the spread starts to widen. That's exactly when you're at that peak moment of gamma really affecting price and the underlying starts getting bought. Because again, market makers will be perfect on pricing. They'll just keep a tight spread. But as soon as that spread widens because volume lowers down from the overall market, shit starts to move. So looking for this position to take off. In terms of if you took that position when I took it over here earlier, going to be looking to, again, we're being super sensitive to any price movement, but we're not going to you know, let's say you jump up here to like 1365 or something to the high over here, right? If it starts to take back a little bit, we're not going to take the profit right there. We'll give it a little bit. Maybe go relative reversal on every single trend that comes here intraday. Maybe even on 5 minutes. A lot of times you can squeeze a lot out of it, but it's just going to be violent moves back and forth. So again, you take the trade. You're looking for everything or nothing, right? All or nothing trade. Fill or kill. Fill or kill. Let me in. Oh, these are spicy right now. These are spicy right now. The bets are getting pretty big. The bets are getting pretty big over here. I mean, it might just get squeezed, honestly. May not even be intentional. Bets are just getting a little big over here. Wonder if this is a good time to take this. It's kind of a weird. It's kind of a weird spot to take the trade. I don't really like it, but this fucking GoPro chart. What is going on over there? Okay. Free Willy. 2% so far. Interesting. I was at 11:47. I'd like to make a couple more trades before lunch. I'll put the risk on today. How about what's the what is the what's the best travel chart? Boy, that's a tough one. It's such a hard spot to go buy that there though. Ugh. Maybe save. Kind of like save. Maybe save. What's save's movement like? It's so many contracts there. What is that liquidity? Holy shit. What the fuck? There's so much liquidity in this chain. It's insane. Alright, I'm just gonna buy something there. That's just ridiculous. There's like everyone and their mother fucking providing liquidity in this fucking thing. Holy shit. Alright, we're gonna buy some shit because they just must be providing liquidity just for because it's Fed day. That's like a little bit too much, if you ask me. A little bit too much if you ask me. I mean, it's not the worst, but how much do you need? 5. You can trade up to 40. Having a hard time with math today. Yep, because I bought it. Just kidding. Okay, why am I not? Okay, what's going on here? Hold on. Nineteen, 19.4. Oh, soy. Nice. Bye. How many hours? I got 2 hours. How much is this? 100%? Somebody film me. I'd like to see some movement here. Okay. What the? Such a strange chain. Some weird things going on the travel side, so gonna make some short-term trades. Some of them are a little bit better than others, but maybe get some melt up during lunch. Grab it before the spread widens. I don't know. Might be able to. Worst case scenario is you get to play the spread and you profit on the spread. Worst case scenario, so happens. Getting some popping over here. Oops. I like to see this move during lunch. I think the pot stocks grab some. Should be able to grab some gains in here. Dow hit the top. Hit the top of his range, hit the resistance. Let's see what happens here. If it gets quickly, are we going to swing back and forth, doing the neutral dance, or are we going to quickly move back to the upside? It's lunchtime, so if it starts to come down here, then it's just going to do this for the rest of the lunch and swing back and forth till 2. But if we change direction now, head towards the upside, we're up 25 basis points. NASDAQ is shedded percent a quarter. Probably what's in there. S&P's 0.5% down. Russell 2000 small caps 68 basis points, almost the 69. This is heading to the upside. Value's heading to the upside. Growth seems to be heading down. There you go. Fuckers knew it. Fucking knew it. They tried to fucking hide. They try to hide. They can't hide it. Intermediary. The intermediary travel site is always leading. All the intermediary service providers always are leading. They do the same thing every time. They do the same thing every time. I don't know what it is. They hit the button and then they go and buy the service providers first. Fucking silly. Do the same thing every fucking time. Where's this trend line? 180, 180 and a half. Oh, buddy. Tiva. Oh boy, that would be fun. Also, wow, this chart looks so much better without all the fucking lines on it, huh? Holy shit. We draw some more lines on this Tiva chart already? This is an interesting spot. Again, it's a part of our idea this week. Trade this side. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Oh. Uh, just got filled on like 10,000 1-cent contracts on accident. But oh shit, I hit the fucking wrong one, but it might still work. Oh Jesus. Okay, I'll take those. Whoops. Give them to me. I didn't get filled on. Like, I just hit the wrong button. Add a 0. I only got filled on a few. Someone's not going to be happy here. This actually looks like it could go. Could easily lose all the money here, but growth getting hit pretty hard here. Growth is getting pretty. We'll see if this holds its low down here. Hold some sort of support. Create some sort of support in here. Talking about it earlier this morning of this level in here. See if we hold this level. Be nice to create a level of supply in there. Support. Be easier to understand this side of the market since the pricing is a little shit. See. Gonna be really wild finish. Again, this just keeps going. It kind of slowed down a little bit. Said it earlier. I think I said 670, but 69. That one at least makes sense coming out of this, but some of the others don't really make any sense, but it's fine. There you go, boys. Back to the everything looks like an opportunity if you're sitting on cash. Fucking hate this feeling. Hate it. I hate it. Why this isn't moving? All right. Well, question now is: are we holding this, melting, swinging? What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my god, what is going on here? Okay. Which of you are buying this dumb shit? I see you. Don't make me do something. Make me do something. Oh yeah, I see you. I see you. You believers. There's some believers in chat. There's some believers in chat. They're like, Don, can you draw some more lines on that Tiva chart? Huh? Because my 2 cent call option. My 2 cent call option. I'd like it to be worth 4 cents by tomorrow. Good luck. Gee, looking very good here. Nice trend. LGT continues as well. It's turning very nice. Home builders also continue. This sort of thing again. Depending on how much this gets, I will take it. I'll take it home. So, I mean, it just depends. But if we get some sort of big gain here, then I'm gonna take it home. So, I mean, I'm saying realize it. Let's make a new trade tomorrow or something. It's just kind of a weird time to. I don't know if this leads into 2 o'clock. If it leads right to 2 o'clock, then I'll take it. If this continues to 2, I think that's probably a good way to look at it for the home builders, because again, it's a bet into it, and I don't know if I want to. Maybe I'll leave some of them. I'll leave for the cost in there, but this is all some sort of bet leading into it, and it's way too. What's going to happen is everyone that just made the same bet as I did over here are all going to realize that everyone's doing the same thing right now, and that's a bad feeling. And so maybe because I'm saying this right now, then I should hold it, because we're going to game theory the fuck out of them. But then they would be like, well, then I'm going to hold it because I think they'll sell, which means then I'll be able to get the difference. Who knows? Fuck. Maybe it's good just to take it home. Too much gaming. Too many mind games. Too many people took that trade at the same time. That's for sure. That's for sure. Way too suspect. It's too many. And we've had a few instances like that recently. And then we end up selling the whole thing. Don't want to get caught with my pants down. Trying to make a short-term trade into an event, which I'm not very good at. To be frank. Not the day trade type. Don't want to be sweaty palming it during lunch. Into 2. Okay, what time is it? 12:09. I can hang out with you guys for a little longer. Banks as well. A great spot. Very good spot. Oh boy. The Dow 34K play. You guys like my haiku yesterday? Gabe made a haiku. Shitting on our Dow play. We had a haiku battle. Let's just before the memes take a moment to read the poems for those of you that missed the haikus in the chat. So this is Gabe's Catnip's haiku poem. The Dow Jones long trade, a red candle on Tuesday, time to short blue chips. Very very funny. And my my poem battle response in haiku: greenness, break of day, a bullish Dow Jones rising into the 34K play. That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening, my friends. Greenness, break of day, a bullish Dow Jones rising into the 34K play. That's what's happening. That's as green as it's going to get for today. Doesn't get much greener than that to start the day. That's for sure. That is for sure. That is quite the candle there. That was oh, who that is. Didn't see it on the book. Didn't see it on the book, which must mean it's just someone's fucking trade. Someone bought shares? I'm trying to save way too many positions right now. Shit. Too many positions. Oh shit. Is this not pulling back? I thought this was gonna pull back. Pretty suspect. This is pretty suspect. Don't really like it. Don't like it, but gotta take it. Can't take it. God, we're killing it with retail stores again today. Shit. I'm killing it. Aerospace and defense, killing it. The natural gas short is really paying off as well. I know Fibs took that trade. This short here is like just paying. It doesn't get much cleaner than this. You take the trade here, take profit, re-enter the trade here. This was where OPEC had its meeting. Retook the trade. This has been fucking clear, easy. And now it's continuing again. I mean, it doesn't get much cleaner than that. This is such an economic driven play. Like this just has this is my spot to play. Just playing the economics, playing the supply and demand of fucking crude and natural gas. All this is the US just fucking oversupplying the market. All you have to do is short this here. You could take the opposite, like there's the inverse trades, like cold is the inverse. So you could take the inverse here. This is the short. You could just take this trade here as well. If you want to buy calls and go the other way, but again, you can just short it one way, go long on the other. But that play is really I think that's going to be one to learn from a little bit, trading around not only an event, the OPEC meeting here that mattered. That's why you sort of um, moved into price the opposite way to take profit into it, and then just getting this direction down. Understanding this trade right here is really important. I think probably really important to understand the economics behind the oil side. It's tied to energy, and then the tie to natural gas. Knowing that this move here is going bearish. This move here is going bearish. It's a good chart pattern to learn, but also not to be charted out of your mind, to just see the macro flow. All right. I do see pot stocks moving a little bit. See pawn stocks moving a little bit. We'll see how this goes during lunch. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. I don't. I think I'm gonna trade through 2 and 2:30, but maybe I'll get on a little earlier. Don't hold me to it. But I'm gonna need to trade through it. I have too many positions, so I can't really stick around with you guys. Even though I'm not really doing much today, but I will take a break. You guys can take a break. Drink some water. Fix your posture, do some jumping jacks, whatever. I will see you guys in the afternoon, a few hours for close. I'll probably get on a little earlier. Again, understand what's going on with the Fed. Understand that it's the balance of, it is a balance between growth and value. Understanding that this side is certainly in the lead and has a higher probability to begin with. So most signs point to confirmation of the value side. The idea of the economy reopening, reinflation. All of this comes from basically the dot plot at 2 o'clock that gets released, which is just going to show whether or not they're going to increase interest rates sooner. That would be confirming that the economy is heating up quicker than thought before, which again would be the first confirmation by the Fed. The Fed continues to deny it, that it's what we're seeing is going to change their understanding of changing interest rates, but we may see that today. And if you do, we don't need to see it for the value trade to stop, but if you do see it, then this is going to explode. That's the difference. Everything could stay the same, and this trade will continue to be good, and just keep trading, and equities will be bullish, right? But if you see that they're actually pricing in a quicker change to the interest rate, then what's going to happen is this is going to explode and growth will be hurt. That's just what's going to happen. So that's what everyone's watching for. Otherwise, market's still risk on. Everything's good. And now it's past us. Now we can trade again, right? In the sense that now we can just keep, stay stable and not have to worry about something changing up. Because again, you go long on something and then all of a sudden you have an event that's going to possibly hurt it, then you're not going to make a trade then, right? Unless you're a speculative trader like us, and we're betting on things, right? That's how we do it. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of price action that's going to come within and thereafter. The Q&A is the most important part, easily the most important part, even though the dot plot kind of is going to be very important. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I think close will be interesting, getting squeezed out of our fucking mind. So take advantage of what we've seen so far. I think we had a lot of good alert type of trades today. I'm doing pretty well on all those trades there, besides getting stopped out of Viacom a couple times. That's the only way to play the game, right? So I'll see you guys at close. Enjoy.